Well, hello everyone and happy Thursday. I was debating whether or not to do a video today, and here I am. Well, at first I was like, well, I need to charge the battery so that the camera will work. And then I was like, oh, I'm really tired, so I took a little nap. And because I took a little nap, my phone didn't get charged. And then I was working on a market bag and I wanted to get it finished. So it's a little later in the day than I anticipated. But I have not been super busy this week crocheting. Really, other than all those geckos that you guys saw the other day. All of these guys. I haven't really made a whole lot. And I know some of y'all are sitting there just laughing because I always say that I didn't make much. But honestly, I don't think I made that much. So, hot topic is Taylor Swift's crochet dress. I see everybody talking about it. Everybody wants to make one. And then everybody has their opinions on that dress, which we're not going to go into. So I think it is a pretty stitch pattern, even though it looks like it's just a granny stitch. But the way they patterned the colors, I think it's very pretty. And it would look nice on a lot of different things, not just a dress. So it would be worth learning the stitch color pattern. And of course you can use any colors that you want, but I think it's definitely worth learning the color sequence, like how many rows of this color, how many rows of this, whatever. Anywho, yeah. So last time we did the geckos, and apparently some people were a little confused. They thought it was a tutorial, even though I said this is not a tutorial. And they voiced their opinion about that. Some people thought the music was loud, which I think it kind of was, and I didn't do anything different. Everything was normal, but for some reason it just picked up a lot louder than it usually does. So apologies for that if anybody was offended by the music being loud. You can be editing your video and it sounds perfectly fine, and then by the time it uploads to YouTube, I think it's something with YouTube, and it can make it really loud. Sometimes you think that your voice is loud enough and it doesn't come off loud enough, or vice versa, you think it's not loud enough and it comes up really loud, and you don't even have to do anything in editing. Anywho, the video before that, when I was sharing a few items, I had mentioned that I made a market bag and I never showed you guys. So this is that market bag, and it is using the Lily Sugar and Cream, and I believe the color name on the variegated is Country Stripes, and the border is Peaches and Cream, because that's one of the ones that Jenna picked up for me at Walmart. But I think it goes very well together. And then the one that I've been working on, and it seems like I've been working on it for just days and days and days, because I just did a little here, a little there, but I wanted to finally finish it up. I wanted to try something a little bit different, making it bigger without adding stitches, you know, like for the border, because I know the pattern that I used for it, she said, Stephanie Zed, she said for a small bag you do 20, and then for a large bag it would be 30. Well, I didn't want to bump up to 30. So what I did is I tried an experiment, and I did, instead of chaining 5, I chained 7. And this is, I don't know the color name, but again, this is the Lily Sugar and Cream, and it's like purples, and the white is a mixture of Peaches and Cream and Lily Sugar and Cream. So I have that one, but with adding the 7, let me put them back to back. Same amount of stitches for the straps and going around the border. But see how much more bag you get just from chaining 7 instead of 5. So you could do a larger bag much easier than going 30 for this part and then increasing the amount of chain rows. I'm not sure what that amount is for the large because I just don't remember, but it's 32 like this. 32 rows of the chain and like 6 or 7 rows of 20 single crochet, and then you do the border all the way around, and the straps are 75. And so this is still with the 20 with 32 rows, much longer because of the 7 chains. And I'm really, honestly, I am very surprised. Hey, that matches my shirt nicely. I am very surprised at how much bigger it came out with 2 extra chain stitches per row. But so bigger bag without having all those extra stitches around the border. And, you know, how much more time does it take to add 2 chains? You know, chain 7 instead of chain 5. Chains are pretty quick. So I have those. And those are my only non-plushy projects. Well, I also, in that video that I referred to, showed you that I did Allison Wonder Crochet, her new summer Hello Kitty, but I did it out of Michael's yarn. So I wanted to try it in Parfait Chunky to see the size difference. And this time, with the exception of the bow, you know me, I always gotta mess with something, I followed the pattern and I actually did her little swim floaty. So this one is out of Parfait Chunky. Now I did do like the reverse, like on hers it says use light pink then dark pink. I did dark pink then light pink, just, you know, because I want to be a rebel. And I did the bow a little different because it was just coming out way too big. So I just made my own bow. I mean, it just looked huge, like this big growth on her head. So she doesn't say like how big to make the little floaty thing, but I made it so that it can go on and off. You know, so if somebody's playing with it, they can take the floaty off or they can put the floaty back on. Their choice. So I have that. And just so that you can see the size difference. Okay. Parfait Chunky, Michael's. And it's not just in height, like even in width. Like this one is huge. This one was more the size I was looking for. So I definitely like this one better. I mean, I like this one, but I definitely like this one better. So we had Hello Kitty. And then I want to say it was Stacy from Stacy Makes. She was talking about a ton of patterns. But one in particular that caught my attention was for an octopus. And it's like one of her lower priced items that she puts in a bin. And so I looked and she had it linked. I'm pretty sure it was her. So I went, and it's a free one on Instagram. So I went over and I said, well, let me try it. I want to see how it looks. And I used the Michael's yarn. And you get a I think I'm crooked. I'm crooked. Okay. So you get this, and it's got this nice shape to the head. But in the pattern, it doesn't specify like what's the front and what's the back. And now that the yarn has had a chance to relax, I can see that I didn't quite make the front. Like, this should have been my front for my eyes. I am over to the side of the head. Like, oh my goodness. But now that it's had a chance to kind of relax and doesn't have me pulling on it, yeah. So there's that. I got the eyes in the wrong spot, but this part should be to the back, and I mean, you can see it, but you can't see it. But it was pretty quick. I did make one little change to it. I think it was the first 4 or 5 stitches. I don't remember now. I put 2 stitches in the same chain so to give it a little more of a curl at the end. Otherwise, it was just this long thing. I'm kind of bummed now that I see that head I've got the eyes in the wrong spot. They should be there. But it doesn't really give specific instruction on that. Anyhow, it didn't take long to make, and it's a cute shape, and it could like up your little octo game for your little low-priced octos if you were so inclined. You just have to not do what I did and make sure you put the eyes in the right spot. Oh my gosh. So then I treated myself to a pattern, and I've been wanting to get this pattern for a while, and I've had it like on my favorites, and it's on sale, and it's on sale until July 5th. I keep getting these messages pop up as I'm doing this, and it's somebody, this last one, what hook size? Anything that I sit there and I make, if I'm showing how to make it, if it's a tutorial, I tell you what hook size I'm using. They're not paying attention. Just saying. But anyways, so I wanted this pattern for a while. I wanted to buy it last year, but I wasn't going to have a market before Halloween, and it is a Halloween pattern. And I'm not real big on making a bunch of stuff that is holiday specific, because you only get one chance to sell it. People can only use it that particular time of the year, and so I don't make a lot of it. I'll make a little bit, just a couple of items, not a lot. I mean, it took me, I made 3 Grinches last year and some snowmen. Some of Southern Gal Crochet's little Christmas tree things. And it took 1, 2, 3 markets and a meetup with a YouTube subscriber to sell through all but, I think, 2 snowmen. And I didn't make a ton. I'm just not real huge on doing holiday specific. But this pattern is different. And I won't make a lot of them because it is not, I mean, it's not hard, but it's not easy because there are a crap ton of color changes. But these are so cool. And it comes with, like, I think I paid $10.40 and that's on sale. But it comes with 4, 5, 6, 7 components, like 7 different patterns. And I've done 2 so far. They take a little bit of time. Like I said, it's a lot of color changes. And I believe, and if I'm wrong, I will correct it in the description below, but I believe I bought this pattern from Chastity and Designs. So anyhow, here goes. This is the first one. Now, I know you guys have seen this movie, Hocus Pocus. This would be Winnie, I think. Basically, this is all no-sew, believe it or not, except for the hair. You do have to sew the hair piece on. All the rest of it, it is no-sew. Now, the one thing I'll say where I kind of struggled was you're making up like the body, and then you come back and you do the skirt, and you do the bottom of her little jacket. You have the collar and the cuffs, and all that is like surface crochet where you've left the front loops around to follow. But because you did all the body and you closed up the head and everything, and then you're manhandling it, I feel like I made the stuffing separate, if that makes any sense, where the legs are. Like, it's not, it didn't hold up for me. And I know, I mean, I stuff a lot, but I think it shifted, like it did something. But it's, other than the color changes, it is a great pattern. And I was amazed. I absolutely had every single color that it called for in stock. So like tangerine, shell for the skin tone. Now that was my last shell. Emerald, eggplant, black. I had them all. Now on hers, she used the chenille to make the little lace. I used acrylic because that chenille is just going to shed. So I just put acrylic on it. She also calls for 18mm eyes. I used 16mm eyes because I yarn under. So of course mine comes out a tad bit smaller than other people's. So I did that one first. And I was just kind of like following the list. So the next up was, I think her name is Sally. The blonde, Sarah Jessica Parker's role. And so here she is. Now this one, I did like, I changed my order of operations. I did up to like the first round of the head, and I stopped. And I came back and I did the skirt and this like cape part before I did all the stuffing. And I feel like it held up a little bit better. Didn't make it any easier to do those things with all the color changes. But I was super bummed, and I didn't notice till after the fact when I'm sewing the hair on, I used the wrong color for this cape part. It was supposed to be eggplant, and I picked up plum. And I guess it was the lighting. I couldn't tell the difference. Oh, I just found a stringy hanging out there. I just couldn't tell that it was there. That, you know, the two were together, like, see the difference in the purples? It should have been this one. And I picked up, pretty sure it was plum instead of eggplant. So again, I used 16mm eyes, and I used acrylic for the little lace part. And oh, that needle kit that I told you guys that I bought, and it came with the curved needles. How nice was that for sewing the wig caps on? It would made it so much easier. And I didn't break it. Being plastic, I didn't break it. So I've got 2 uses out of it without breaking it. So the next Sanderson sister I think her name is Mary. She's going to be the hardest one. Her dress is, the skirt part of her dress is a plaid. And she wears an apron, and she's got this weird hair stuff going on. That one's going to be the hardest one, but that's the next one on the list. Then after that is Billy, their friend. I kind of want to just jump right over to him, but I'm afraid if I do the easier one, I'll never go back to the harder one. And then you get the black cat, which I do not remember his name. Binks. You get a cauldron. You get a broom. I mean, for the amount of items that you get in it, I don't think $10.40 was a bad price, but that is the sale price. I am not sure of the regular price. But I thought I could do one set. I want to say this one, I started it, say like 8 o'clock in the evening. And I didn't finish it till after midnight. So it took me over 4 hours to make it. And it's not very big. You know, it's, of course, wider than a Barbie doll, but about the height of a Barbie doll. So 4 hours, I mean, could you actually ask that kind of price on something like this? I mean, I don't know. I like this one the best so far. And it's the hair. The hair is a dead giveaway. You look at it and you know exactly who it is. Now you can also, from this designer, and like I said, I'm pretty sure it's Chastity Ann Designs, you can also get the felt mouths for the different dolls, and I haven't decided if I want to do that yet or not. But the mouth shapes will definitely be also a dead giveaway. But having them all together, like, you know, this one is Winnie, so this one obviously must be Sally, I think is her name. And of course, I would have preferred not to have messed up the color, but I do have every single color that was required for the pattern. Usually I don't. I'm always missing something and always having to substitute, but I had everything. And I would have never, ever imagined using shell as a skin tone, but it works out very nicely. You know, it's not too pink. It's not too white. It's a nice color for the skin tone. And I had mentioned before I needed some black glitz so that I could make my orca. And a couple of people suggested wait till around the 4th, that, you know, see what kind of sales they have, because I was just like, I don't want to be forced to spend enough for the free shipping, you know. But I waited, and I got an email the other day, beginning of the week, maybe over last weekend, I don't remember, but I got an email, and so they had the Parfait Chunky on sale, and it just came in today. And of course, the carrier, I'm pretty sure it was the post office. Yes, it was. Just left it sitting out in the rain. And if you don't order in 3s, your yarn is not wrapped in plastic. So this is how some of them were done. But I did a mixture, and I wish I had realized that I only had the one shell, and I would have ordered a couple of more shells. So I like the neon green that I did the farmer frog out of. So I ordered another green. I had not had the white glitz before. I don't know if that's showing up. But I ordered a couple of the white glitz, and there's another eggplant, which since I'm using that on this pattern grouping, I needed the eggplant. And I didn't know that because I hadn't purchased that pattern package yet. So it's another white glitz and a couple of emerald because, you know, Christmas colors, and they probably won't be available when it's time to be making stuff for that. I mean, I have some, but I needed some backup because once I start using them, that's it. They go quick. I decided to try another neon color, which was the pink, I believe is what they call it. Oh, no. This is Proton Purple, and it totally looks like pink. Oh, I'm bummed. This is not our typical softness. A couple of teddy bear. Some key lime. Some regular white, because I have been using quite a bit of that lately. Some sea glass, which I think is a gorgeous color. My black glitz that I wanted. And some toffee. I'm hoping this is the soft toffee. And I think it is. Not. Oh well. Now, had I known, I would have ordered shell with this order. Now, I was able to bring my price down for this because I had all my reward points. For people that use my link that's in the description, I earn reward points if you go there and you purchase something after using my link. So that helps to buy the yarn. And they had it on sale, 20% off. Not all of them. I think it was just the regular parfait. I don't think the neon and the glitz was on sale. But it was like opportunity. Let me get it while I can. I can use my reward points and also get their sale price. And I still ended up getting free shipping. Because, believe it or not, let's see, for the US, you have to order $75 to get free shipping. So even when I was still able to get the free shipping and use my rewards. Where a lot of the places, it's like, it's one or the other. You can't use both. It's like having different coupons for the same thing or something like that. But I was able to do both. Use my rewards and still qualify for free shipping. So that made it worth it. I was trying to hold out till July. I almost made it, but I had to take advantage of the sale. Just had to. So that's what I have. Like, not a lot, but time-consuming stuff. Like, I didn't think I was ever going to finish that market bag. It was just a little here, a little there, a little here, a little there. And finally today I was like, it's been sitting here long enough. It needs to be finished. So we just finished it. So yeah. Oh, I wanted to mention that I had several people comment that they don't have Instagram. How do they get the free pattern for the geckos? Well, you have to have Instagram. Even if you don't want to use it, like being active on it, it's worth having an account for when you see someone and they're showing their project and it's a free pattern on Instagram, just to go over and get the free pattern. That doesn't mean you have to hang out on Instagram or have a public account or anything. You can have a private account that nobody can see and you never make a post, and you can just get the free patterns. So just saying. And on that note, I am going to say farewell. And yeah, we will see you in the next video.